After Thor's haunting visions in this summer's Avengers Age of Ultron, he's gonna be returning home to save his world from the utter destruction that is Ragnarok, and today we're sharing our needs for Part 3 right here on Listed. When Thor next appears on the big screen, we'll have been introduced to both a spider and an Ant-Man. The Marvel Cinematic Universe will have survived a civil war, and a strange doctor will have brought the magic. The galaxy will have once again been guarded, and everyone will be on a collision course toward an infinity war. And with so much going on, our favorite Asgardian will be playing a more important role than ever before, and today we're sharing our list of 7 things that we think need to happen in 2017's Thor Ragnarok. Alright, at number 1, let's bring Loki's story to a close, shall we? It is no secret that Tom Hiddleston's portrayal of Loki is one of the highlights of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's often considered more popular with fans than even Thor himself. Now, we last left Loki impersonating Odin, and while that is entertaining and is sure to play a role in that film, it is time for his story to be over. We have seen the rise of their conflict in Thor, Loki playing the villain in the Avengers, and the pair team up in Thor: The Dark World. Rather than take their relationship somewhere else it's already been, let's give it a proper conclusion, okay? The Ragnarok storyline in the comics is one of the biggest Loki stories of all, and would allow for him to go out with a big ol' bang. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean he needs to be killed off, but it's time to put aside the Loki cliffhangers and allow Thor to develop as a character beyond the bittersweet romance. At number 2, make Jane useful. Jane is a genius-level astrophysicist. She's a strong, determined woman and was even deemed worthy to wield Thor's hammer, becoming the new Thor herself in the comics. Now, there is no reason she should be reduced to a plot device for a third outing, okay? The first film was just a means for her to meet Thor. The second film saw her as a damsel in distress, and her absence from both Avengers films was kind of insulting. Granted, Natalie Portman reportedly wasn't a fan of returning for Thor: The Dark World, and we're not even sure she'll be back for Ragnarok, but hopefully the right role would make her more enthusiastic to return. If she does, though, it's time to give her ample and productive screen time. If Thor's magical world is just unknown science, then there's no reason for her not to be able to grasp, apply, or even master the elements of Thor's world. She has too much to offer to be downplayed as greatly as she's been in the past, and to hold a place of value that's barely above her sidekick Darcy. At number 3, make Surtur impressive. The last 2 Thor movies have featured villains that look impressive visually, but were nothing that the burly Asgardian was ever in any real danger of. In the comics, the Ragnarok storyline features a demonic fire giant named Surtur. This malevolent force once killed Thor's uncle and is a near unstoppable force who could truly give Thor a battle worth seeing. Surtur is not only physically dominating, but possesses magical powers, the ability to move in between dimensions, and beyond being the size of a skyscraper, is extremely intelligent. This is a villain that can never truly be defeated, but only trapped, tricked, or displaced for a time, and is also known to team up with Loki, which is never good for our hero. Surtur needs to be not only visually impressive, but also a creature so terrifying that we truly believe he can not only fight the God of Thunder, but maybe defeat him. At number 4, show us what a god can do. So far, we've seen Thor stick to the same bag of tricks throughout his cinematic run, all the while being called a god. Sure, we've seen Thor be stripped of his powers, rise up, assist in taking down the Chitauri, Ultron, and some dark elves, but the whole time he was pretty much using the same abilities: flight, whirlwind, lightning, and of course hitting stuff with a big ol' hammer. While these things may be impressive, there is so much more that Odin's son can pull off, and with such cataclysmic circumstances at hand, there is no time like the present to branch out his abilities. This is a guy that can lift 100 tons, control weather, electromagnetic fields, dimensional transportation, and that's not even counting all the stuff that Mjolnir can pull off. You don't have to invent some new set of abilities, but it's time to use everything at his disposal and use it in a creative and awesome way. At number 5, showcase the sidekicks. Since the last film, Lady Sif has been popping up occasionally on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., while the Warriors 3, Hogun, Fandral, and Volstagg have been completely sidelined. These 4 compatriots are truly a vital part of Thor's exploits and could make the film that much more meaningful. Sif and the 3 may not have the heavy weaponry that Thor packs, but they all have superhuman strength, longevity, and are master warriors, and we need to see that beyond just a few cutscenes in between the chaos. If the film follows the comics at all, this group will have a very vital role to play in the story, but will also be able to bring some balance and a little bit of a brighter side to what will most likely be a very dark movie. At number 6, live up to the name Ragnarok. Okay, Ragnarok is essentially the destruction of all of Asgard and their gods, of course, with the end of days events brought about by, you guessed it, Mr. Loki and the monstrous Surtur. Even though Loki sets things in motion, it quickly spirals out of control beyond belief and results in some very serious deaths, and Thor literally having to destroy time. Now, if Marvel's going to give the movie the subtitle Ragnarok, they better come up with some hardcore stuff in this thing. Stuff goes wrong, and multiple worlds are basically ending in every Thor movie, so the ante will definitely have to be upped in order for this to live up to the title. Peril, destruction, and death, they better be all over the place. Considering Chris Hemsworth has already confirmed he's contracted to appear in the 2-part Avengers Infinity War, we don't expect a Thor death to happen, or at least not a permanent one, but the world of Asgard and Thor should be in ruins by the time the credits roll. At number 7, let's start the war. Thor Ragnarok will be the final Marvel film to be released before the start of Avengers Infinity War, which means there is a big responsibility to set the stage for what story will follow. Thor already began this process with his quest for the Infinity Gems in Age of Ultron, and that will make it a natural progression to where the movie will head. Now, Marvel has stated that Ragnarok may very well be the most crucial story to prepare us for Infinity War, and it's easy to see why, with Loki's past ties to Thanos and the Chitauri, and the fact that the Cosmic Cube is being housed in Odin's vault, along with the possibility of a second Infinity Gauntlet. Thor's home is a prime target for the Mad Titan to attack, of course, and with Asgard likely in some serious hurt by the end of the movie, it will be an ample time for Thanos to show up and pick through the decimated rubble of Thor's world. Now, we could potentially see Thanos show up and actually battle and defeat Thor, showing us just how credible of a threat he really is. However, if it plays out, we need this movie to truly leave us hungry for the next installment. Okay, now that you've seen our list of needs for Thor 3, it is time to share yours. Head on down to the comments, or you can tweet us at Clever Movies and tell us what you would like to see happen when Thor Ragnarok arrives in theaters on November 3rd, 2017. And you can also click in this box right here to find out where the sequel landed on our list of the most anticipated upcoming MCU movies. I'm Erin Robinson. Thanks for watching, my friends, and we'll see you soon right here on Listed. Click to the left to find out what 7 things we think need to happen in Avengers Infinity War, or click right to check out our list of needs for Guardians of the Galaxy 2.